Hello and welcome, fellow productivity seekers. Today we're going to talk about ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. Can it be used for productivity? So ChatGPT has just exploded onto the world scene. And like many others, I was impressed with my early testing of ChatGPT, but I kind of struggled a bit with how to work it into my daily routine. So I went looking for ChatGPT examples that could help with my productivity. And the problem is real life ChatGPT examples were rare since it was new, so I decided to create my own. So here's some early ways I'm already using ChatGPT in nearly all my workflows to increase my productivity. So, simple list of how I'm using ChatGPT for productivity. I'm using it currently for article writing, brainstorming, checklist creation, business book synopsis, headline or blog title generation, meeting prep, writing meta descriptions, proposal writing, sales, emails, and even as a thesaurus. So when I first started, I was worried it would feel like an alien tool trying to be inserted into my workflow. Because I've been refining my productivity hacks for years and they were really dialed in. But as with any new habit, I struggled at first. But the struggle gave way to enthusiastically embracing the new workflow when I saw how ChatGPT was improving my productivity. The key to remembering to use the tool was adding it to my startup list when I open my browser and pinning it to be the first tool I look at in my rotation. And then I set up a process where every task has to start with ChatGPT, so I would be forced to incorporate it into my workflow. So this article, the script for this video is a first ChatGPT example. I wanted to make sure this article would rank high in the search engine so people could find it easily. So I usually build my keyword list. So I use my normal system for building my keyword list, but I also ask ChatGPT to give me some keyword ideas as well. And ChatGPT found some keywords I hadn't found. And when I plugged them into my keyword research tool, I found some of them had a higher traffic level and a lower difficulty level than the best keywords I'd found on my own. So already ChatGPT was proving its worth in my keyword research workflow. Other ways it assisted with this article, I asked ChatGPT for examples of how ChatGPT could help with productivity. I asked ChatGPT to brainstorm blog titles for this article. One of the variations suggested is the one I used. I asked ChatGPT to help me write the meta description for the article. So already you can see ChatGPT is a critical part of my workflow for content creation, keyword research, and SEO. The next thing I tried was brainstorming. And I'm a huge fan of brainstorming. I even created my own free brainstorming community where people come together and brainstorm ideas and solutions for each other. But how do you brainstorm when you don't have access to a community or to a team? You can try going solo, but it's hard to come up with good ideas when you're on your own. So ChatGPT is great for brainstorming because you can enter thoughts for product ideas, writing, name generation, almost anything you can use. And it really helps to have ChatGPT to bounce those ideas off of, to spark that creativity. And I'll put some examples in the article, but one example is I asked ChatGPT to provide examples of CRM lead workflow names. I had a lead workflow in place for my leads coming in to take them along the customer journey from just becoming first off part of my target audience to becoming a customer who raves about me. But I didn't like the names I was using. They're just kind of the standard marketing ones. So I brainstormed and I was able to come up with my own unique version, taking from a little bit of each of these. So the first example was from a prospect to a contact to a lead to an opportunity to a customer to an advocate. And I love advocate. So that was one that I kept. Second one, cold contact, engage prospect, qualified lead, opportunity, customer, brand ambassador. So advocate or brand ambassador are both good ones. So, those are the kinds of things I just chose from each. In our brainstorming group, I run a business book club where we meet online to discuss different business books so we can learn from the best minds in the business world. We're made up of people all around the world, and I like to send out a little bit of information about a book to my members so they can prepare. And I had ChatGPT write me a synopsis of books like Profit First and Rework so I could give my members a brief description. So it was just really quick to be able to put it together and save me a ton of time because I've read the books. I can write a synopsis myself, but I have to look through and do it. And this was done in seconds. I was asked to be a meeting facilitator for a public open house for an upcoming property development. I asked ChatGPT to give me some tips for hosting an open house. And of course, I've done these before, so I knew many of them. But ChatGPT had some additional ideas I hadn't thought of. So I worked into both my preparation for the open house, and during the open house, I used some of the suggestions that ChatGPT provided me. I write a lot of sales emails, both for myself and my clients. I was working on a sales letter for a client who had a software as a service software, wanted an email approach letter to send to large companies within his target audience. And I decided to use ChatGPT to help write the letter. And I was blown away by how good the letter was out of the box. Like, that letter could have worked just sent as is. I really only edited it to add certain competitive advantages I knew about the client and about the software because ChatGPT didn't know that information. I used ChatGPT again to help me write a coaching proposal letter for a project I found online. ChatGPT in both cases worked brilliantly. It cut my writing time by probably more than 50%. I'm a professional speaker and I'm getting more speaking engagements now that the pandemic's over. And I wanted to create a checklist for questions I should ask, when I'm thinking about whether I should take a gig or not when people approach me to come and speak at their event or at their workshop or their retreat or whatever it is. So I asked ChatGPT to create a checklist of questions to ask, and it came up brilliantly. What is the topic or theme of the event? Who's the target audience? What's the date and time? What's the expected length? What's the location? It was great. And again, I had many of these in my checklist, but this was a great way to check, make sure I'm getting everything, and it came out again in seconds. So this is some ways I'm already using ChatGPT for productivity, and I wanted to give some tips to you on how to use ChatGPT more effectively. So of course I asked ChatGPT, and it gave me several tips, such as being clear and specific, using bullet points or numbered lists, experimenting with the system and user prompts, refining your questions if you're not getting the results you want, using temperature and max settings, proofread and verify everything, and explore their other features. So it is, again, they provided great tips there. I'll just expand on a few of these or add my own. So one of the things is to use ChatGPT first to brainstorm your project, brainstorm your checklist, brainstorm what you're going to do, brainstorm your writing. I find by using it first in my workflow, it makes everything go much faster. Experiment wildly. I don't know what ChatGPT can do, so I just try stuff. Sometimes it doesn't really help. I'm amazed at how much help it is on things I didn't expect it to. Know ChatGPT's limitations. The current version of ChatGPT, which is 3, doesn't have full access to all your databases, and it was only trained on data up to 2021, so it won't know who won the Super Bowl in 2022. And I'm sure later versions will be more up to date with that. And check the statistics. Sometimes the AI kind of makes stuff up, so don't stake your reputation on stats, numbers, claims that the AI makes. Look for credible sources to back up those statistics and those claims. So ChatGPT is fast replacing some kinds of searches, especially the ones where I'm looking for ideas. Brainstorming with ChatGPT is often faster than looking through tons of articles trying to spark that creativity I'm looking for. But again, because the current version has data only up to 2021, it won't help me with current trends and the most up-to-date information. Also works great as a thesaurus. It doesn't replace my keyword research tool. It did a great job of brainstorming keywords, but it doesn't have the latest stats on how many people search for that keyword and how difficult it would be to attain top search results. So ChatGPT is a great addition to my keyword research tool, KW Finder, the one I use, but doesn't replace it. It also doesn't, I'd love to turn ChatGPT loose in my databases. That's what I'm really hoping for in future versions. I'll turn it loose in, say, like my CRM and my personal knowledge base to find, filter, and build connections. That would be brilliant for me. But the functionality is not there yet, but I have hopes for the future. So to summarize, I really feel I'm just dipping my toe into the ocean of productivity possibilities with AI and with ChatGPT. It's so friendly and helpful. I think it deserves its own name. I highly recommend, if you're not using ChatGPT for your productivity, that you get started. So I hope you really enjoyed these ChatGPT examples for productivity. Read the article for in-depth replies to show you what kind of results I got with ChatGPT. Stay tuned for additional videos and articles on how I use ChatGPT and other AI tools for productivity. And as always, make sure that remember, it's your time, your choice. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And you can support independent content creation by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link below. As always, reach out at captaintime.com or leave a comment down below.